Welcome back. Lieutenant Harry Zamora is a 25-year veteran of the Houston Police Department, but he recently joined another force, the Phenomena Force, the Phenomena Police. Zamora believes his home is haunted, so he has joined with other Houston police officers to form a squad that investigates paranormal activity. Lieutenant Zamora and his wife Leslie joined me live from their home in Cypress, Texas tonight with video evidence of the supernatural. Mr. and Mrs. Zamora, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you.
Leslie, can you tell me about your first encounter with the supernatural in your house? I think it took place in your bedroom, I was reading.
Correct. I was laying in bed trying to fall asleep, and I felt my hair being caressed. It felt like my husband was, rubbing my head. I thought he couldn't sleep. So I rolled over to, kind of give him a hug, and he had his back to me, and he was sound asleep, and there was nobody in the room. So I immediately woke him up.
What did you think, Harry, when you heard that some unseen force had been stroking your wife's hair?
Yeah, I didn't know what to think. That was just another one of the things that had been happening to us, from lights coming on to appliances, and it was just a whole series of events, and that was just another one. So at that point, when that happened, we were actually already pretty scared in the house. So it was just something else that was happening to us.
So at that point, you decided to put your years of police work to good use and find out exactly, or attempt to find out, what was going on in your house. What did you turn up?
Well, what happened was we actually had seen a newspaper article where this lady named Kathy Bunn had actually investigated a haunted fire station, and we were kind of interested in that because they actually had the same occurrences happening there. So she came out with her people and actually documented I guess what she termed an interactive haunting in the bathroom. And that was the first time we had ever seen anything like that. And that's also on the website.
I think we're showing video of it right here. It looks like a series of white circles, almost look like a full moon showing up on the film. Does that happen every time you take a photograph indoors sometimes? And what are those?
We don't know. It just depends on who you speak with. Being policemen and actually being trained to get evidence and get answers and trying to investigate, we started asking experts, theologians and scientists and engineers and photographers, and trying to find out what those things were. Everybody had their own answer. So
what did the photographers say? I mean, they almost look like watermarks on pictures when you spill beer on a photograph. Is that right? What did the photographers say?
Well, see, a lot of them say it could be dust particles, it could be lens flare, it could be moisture in the air. But in taking a series of photographs, I think there's a couple that we sent that actually show outside one orb anomaly that is in one photo, and the next photo it's actually darting off. That one's on the website too. That can't be moisture or a dust particle or lens flare because it moves. It's in one picture, the next photo it's darting off.
And so these are taken with,
we don't know.
Do different cameras show the same results?
Exactly. 35mm film cameras, various types of professional digital cameras, as well as consumer cameras. They all show the same.
That is just too creepy. But not as creepy, Leslie, as the fact that at one point all the battery-powered toys, I should point out you have 3 children at home, I think, all the battery-powered toys in your house came on at once of their own accord. At that point, I would have been out of there. I mean, I would have been at the nearest Motel 6, never to return. What keeps you there?
I think right now my faith. I honestly believe that I was brought here for a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but I stay because of my faith. I'm not going to be ran out of my home. I want answers.
But don't you think, I mean, it seems like maybe the obvious answer is whatever's in your house is trying to send you a message.
Possibly so. Maybe we're just not getting it.
Harry, since you are a police officer, you're in a position of public trust. What do people think now that you've come public with the fact you believe your house is haunted?
I was actually surprised that so many people come out with their own stories. And I guess when you first approach them and you tell them what's happening to you, everyone has their own stories. I think there's so many people out there that have similar stories. So it's not surprising to me. In fact, that's how this whole Phenomenon Police team started, is I actually started calling my sergeant Sergeant Rasky from work to come over to the house and check me to make sure we're not going crazy, because that was what we thought. You know, it's just hard to explain as a policeman. You're used to tangible, you know, not speculation or conjecture or things that you just can't put your hands on, and we didn't know what to think. I had no answers. We're used to getting answers, and we had none. So
well, you don't sound crazy to me. You don't, though. I must say,
no.
I do question your decision to stay. It's all pretty creepy, but interesting as ever, and you sound both very sober, and I really appreciate your coming on. Harry and Lesli Zamora, thanks for coming on tonight.
Great, thank you.
Have a
good
nice
night.
night.
Thanks. Coming up.